Hi, it's Jimmy. It is Friday night, at the end of another bad week in the United States of America. Last night in Minneapolis, there was a protest, as you know, that turned into a riot, that turned into a scene you typically only see in a country that is at war. On Monday, an unarmed black man, George Floyd, became the latest in a series of unarmed black men to be killed by a police officer for the crime of trying to pass a fake $20 bill that he may not have even known was a fake $20 bill. For that, an officer of the peace put his knee on his throat for 8 minutes and ended his life. And many millions of Americans are very angry, especially in Minneapolis. The policeman who killed George Floyd and the three other cops who stood there and did nothing to stop him were fired, but none of them had been charged with any crime until today, which was almost certainly a result of what happened last night. And the fact that no charges were filed, for anyone who saw that video, was very hard to understand. So yesterday, late in the day, the U.S. attorney, the county attorney, and the FBI held a joint press conference, which was intended to reassure everyone that justice would be done. But it didn't do that. It made it worse. And so again, protesters gathered. They threw rocks. They set the police station on fire. The police had to abandon their headquarters. They abandoned the neighborhood. Stores were set on fire. There were explosions. It was scary and dangerous. Some of the angry people started looting, breaking windows, stealing things, setting their own community on fire. And then, unfortunately, this is the loop we get stuck in. It goes from, it isn't right to kill an unarmed man, to, well, it also isn't right to loot and set fires and attack the police, to, but the police are attacking us and killing us over and over and nothing changes, to, well, that needs to be settled by the law, to, but an officer of the law just killed another unarmed man, and so on. Last night, there were senseless acts of violence that were brought on by a senseless act of violence. And it just keeps going in a loop. And again, the only reason we even know what happened to George Floyd is because it's on video. Most incidents like this are not, which is why parents of young black men have to teach their kids how to avoid being killed based on the color of their skin. So last night, the anger was getting more intense. The police are gone. Fire trucks can't even get to the area to stop the flames. It's a very bad situation. And our disgusting excuse for a president, Mr. Tough Guy, Donnie Bone Spurs, decides, I know what I'll do. I'll make this worse. At 1 o'clock in the morning, instead of trying to make peace, Donald Trump makes a threat, a violent threat. He tweets, "These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen." Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that the military is with him all the way. Any difficulty, and we will assume control. But when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you. When the looting starts, the shooting starts. Our president is threatening to order the military to shoot Americans, specifically black Americans. And then, of course, today, as he often does when he says something idiotic, he tried to reel that in. He claimed he was saying he didn't want that to happen. It was a warning, not a warning, but a warning. The sad thing about how much he lies is he isn't even good at it. And I don't want to make this about Donald Trump, because this sense of hopelessness and frustration that black people in this country have been experiencing has been brewing for a long time, and not just under Republican presidents or even white presidents. This is not on the government, it's on us. And I especially want to pose this question to older people who've seen this before in this country, who've lived this nightmare of race riots already in the 60s and 70s, 80s, now. Is this who you want leading us? A president who clearly and intentionally inflames violence in the middle of a riot to show how tough he is? A commander-in-chief who threatens to put members of our military, our National Guardsmen and women, in the position of having to shoot a fellow American on sight? I don't care what you are, right, left, Republican, Democrat. I can't imagine that there are many of us who want that. Enough is enough. We got to vote this guy out already. And we need to work on this problem we have, this blatant double standard, because when you stand in front of the flag, you put your hand on your heart and you pledge allegiance with liberty and justice for all. We don't have that for all. I mean, I have it, a lot of you have it, but it's not for all. So my wife showed me a video last night. It's a couple of years old, but it really is relevant, I think. And before I show it to you, I want to say it's a shame it even had to be made, but it's very powerful, and I think it's worth seeing, especially right now.
Before you call the cops, I just want you to know. The first thing that I did when I woke up this morning was yell at my alarm clock. My parents were raised in the South. I have to roll Tide or they'll disown me. They raised me in Las Vegas. That city still has my heart. I hate spiders. I'm a vegetarian. I'm not proud about it. I've done goat yoga. I'm really not proud about that. I can tell you every single word off the NWA Straight Outta Compton album. I can also sing you every single word from Oklahoma. Bananas are disgusting. I am a Christian. I spend almost every Sunday morning teaching kids in Sunday school. I am often asked if I am Muslim. I'm okay with that. I'm pretty much convinced if you met my mother, you'd automatically become a better person. My father is a veteran. He taught me how to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, to everyone that I meet. I don't hate our president. I pray for him. I love basketball and also hockey. This is my brother, James. This is my brother, Mike. This is my brother, John. And this is my brother, Rob. I've never been to jail. I've never owned a gun. I hate that anyone at all might possibly be afraid of me. I'd go around the world and back again if I knew that single act might make your day better. I'm a proud man. I'm a proud black man. Does any of this really matter? No. I just wanted you to get to know me better before you call the cops.